Hello, hello, hello. Good early evening, at least in Eastern time, and welcome to week 6, day 1. I cannot believe we are already in week 6. We've been doing this for 5 weeks now. We only have 2 weeks left until we get to the next leg of my documenting my journey to doing a 10K and hopefully bringing along some people with me. Today is a pretty special day, not just because it's the first day of week 6. I got my GoPro Hero 9 Media Mod in the mail a couple of hours ago, thanks to my dad. If you're listening, Dad, thank you so much. I'm really hoping that this will improve the production value of these videos. At least one of the improvements that we should see right out of the box is the sound quality. We now not only get a directional mic equipped with the Media Mod, we also get an optional windscreen, which of course I'm going to be using, as I'm always talking about how windy it gets during these walks. Today, it's not too much of a windy day, but it's good to have that windscreen there, because if the wind does pick up, hopefully it will block a little bit of it out, and you guys will all be able to hear me better. There's some really other cool features the Media Mod brings that I haven't been able to get my hands too dirty with, but I will after this walk when I have some more time to spend on it. So I'm happy about that. Again, thank you, Dad. I am getting more into the GoPro ecosystem, as my brother calls it. My brother, as I mentioned a while ago, got me the dual battery pack and also the case. I can't wait to really start using the case. I think it's going to be good for when I want to do dog videos. Thinking about maybe adding like a life vlog playlist sort of thing to this channel, just for fun, to keep things fresh. You know, apart from the quote-unquote real work that we do here, it's always fun to sort of introduce a little bit of life into the mix apart from these tasks. So that's a little bit of an update there. Something else I'm really proud of, I know we're really going day by day here, step by step, but I did get a new subscriber yesterday, so thank you so much to subscriber 18. If you're watching this video, thanks again for subscribing. It really motivates me when I see that people are subscribing. It makes me feel like the content I'm making is really worth it to you all, and I will continue to make this content since you all like it, and it's really good for me too, physically and mentally. So first day back, no more PTO, first day back on the job, and unfortunately today was not as productive as I would have liked, because I thought it would be a good idea to restore my computer remotely during my PTO. And this morning, instead of things going smoothly, things were a little bit more slow. I'm not actually able, well, I sort of am able to log in, but I don't have the full functionality yet of my user, so I can't do much as of this moment. But luckily I do have a support number that I will get in touch with after this walk, so that Tuesday morning tomorrow could be as productive as I intend for it to be. It feels good to be back. It's good to get back on that grind. It feels good to get back on that structure. Structure is good. It helps. It keeps you motivated. And it's good to work, because when you work hard... Oh, this is a nice house. Wonder if it's for sale. I'm not sure. I know, sorry to sidetrack there, but you know, I'm interested in that sort of thing now. But anyway, it's good because you work hard and you play hard. That saying really is true. It feels so much better to play hard when you've earned it by working really hard. So one of the things I'm doing today that I think I'm doing even more of as compared to some of my other walks is I'm walking pretty fast right now. The reason why I think it's easier for me to walk fast on these shorter walks, by the way, today is 20 minutes. We're going to be continuing to do 20 minutes on these first walks of the week for this week and next week. After that, we'll get there when we get there. I don't want to spoil anything. 20-minute walks are easier to focus, right? They're shorter. I can walk faster. I have a very clear angle. When I have to do it for an hour, I probably tend to, my speed varies, right? I mean, that makes sense, because you get distracted. It's a long walk, and on top of that, having to talk about different things and come up with unique questions becomes difficult as you go on. Even sometimes for these shorter walks, but we'll continue going along here. So something else I'm really excited about is my girlfriend has done her first interview today for a job that she has been studying very much for. I'm really excited to see how she fares. I think she did a good job. Maybe she's not able to gauge that for herself, but based on what she's telling me, it seems like she did a good job, and she will hear more later today as to whether or not she will continue on the interview journey for the company that she's interviewing for. I'm really excited because she's put so much work into this, and I know she cares about it deeply. So here is rooting for you, Paola. We really hope you get what you deserve. I know it will change your life for the better. Apologies for the garbage truck behind me. It's making a lot of noise, but it is what it is. We're out here. This is a raw video, and this is how it is at this time, you know? Okay, this little wagon right here just reminded me of something. I don't know if y'all saw it. I won't be looking back because I don't want them to think I'm recording them, but I thought it would be really fun when I start doing my biking videos to bring my dog with me. I wanted to get one of those like dog wagons that you attach to the back of your bike for him. I think that'd be really cool because at least he'll be able to join me, you know? I mean, it's my dog and he probably doesn't mind joining me. As long as he's with us, he's happy. Either that or get one of those wagons that I just pull myself so that way I can walk and have him. Because if I'm walking him normally, he's gonna pull. He's still a puppy, and while he has learned a lot of great behaviors, the pulling is still very much a thing. Not as bad as it used to be though, I'll give him that. But it's still a thing, and he won't allow me to walk as fast as I'd really like to walk. I want to take a little bit of a aside here, since I'm talking about my dog, to talk about yesterday, what we did on Sunday. And I don't think I talked, well, I couldn't have talked about it yesterday because I didn't film a video yesterday. No, wait, yeah, I did. Wow. I was thinking that I did it on Saturday, but I actually took my break on Saturday. So you guys all know about the restaurant we went to get breakfast, and we took our dog with us. That was a lot of fun. That was cool. Today is also the day that I get back to my web development full-time, web development tutoring. I've already spoken to some of the students again. I'm excited to see them. Hopefully they're excited to see me, and we can continue our journey into competency for web development. Currently, the students are mainly learning about forms, animations, file structure, things of that nature, and applying it directly to a project that they had already completed. So the way that the course is structured is very similar to how a typical work structure is for a software engineer. It's divided into 2-week sprints, or so they're called. It's part of this agile methodology where essentially you work on a specific task for 2 weeks. It's a task that you hopefully groomed. The word is groomed because you are supposed to groom it beforehand, so you know how long it is expected to take, and you can decide whether or not it would be a good idea to work on it for those 2 weeks. And after the 2 weeks, you demo it. So the way the program is split up is that the students work in the sprints, which I think is great because it's going to be a really easy transition once they become web developers themselves to already be used to that work lifestyle. That's one thing I noticed that other boot camps don't offer. Then again, I don't know the full scope of all boot camps out there. I'm only speaking for the handful of the ones that I know. So they get to work on these sprints. For the first 2 weeks, they worked on a project formerly known as Project 1. And Project 2 is pretty much just an extension of Project 1, building up on some of the new things they learned during the sprint and pretty much just reinforcing older ideas that they've already learned. After this, they're going to be going into Project 3, which I believe will be different, and it'll also be talking about some other web development topics such as responsive web design, which is very important in today's world since there are so many different form factors that a website can be rendered on. It's no longer about the desktop It's also about your tablet, your iPad, your iPhone, probably even your watch. I don't have an iWatch or any of the smartwatches, so are there browsers on those watches? I'm not sure. But man, using a website on a watch would not be fun. But anyway, you understand my point. It can be rendered on many different form factors, so they got to understand how that works, why it works, best practices, worst practices, etc. Things to consider. So I'm very excited to see the progression through all this. And even for myself, one of the things I told them recently is, you know, at work I don't do a lot of things with animations, so having gotten that practice through practicum is cool, because it's something that I get to learn now. I get to learn more about it and hopefully apply it at work when the time comes, and if not, to, you know, any other project that I decide is fun to work on. So I think that's cool. And in a similar fashion, I'll say the same thing about responsive design. That's something that I don't really pay too much attention to at work, and if anything, I take for granted. It's one of those things that you look at other code, you say, okay, I understand how this code was written, but you don't really understand why it was written that way. You just understand it at like a syntax level. So that's about the extent that I knew responsive design from work. And not all form factors are supported, so sometimes we don't even need to consider a specific device. So that's really cool. And after that, finally, we'll get to JavaScript, which is, that's really the part that I want to see the students get to, because that will really take them to the next level. Anyway, that's about it for web development stuff. Some other stuff I'm thinking about this week, things to look at too for the horizon, are my workout schedule is now changing again. I'm going back to, I have this program where I do like a full body workout for 1 week, and then I move to a 3-day split, and then a 4-day split, and then finally I do another 4-day split, just at a different intensity level. And it's nice because like this first week I only work 3 times. I only work out 3 times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The workouts are about an hour. I can do them during my lunch break. So the nice thing is I've already finished my workout for the day. I'm doing my walk now. So after this, I just get to take a shower and pretty much be done. And that's nice, because when you're tired and you just want to go in bed, the last thing I want to think about is taking a shower or brushing my teeth or having to do any of those things I could have already done earlier. It's a habit that my girlfriend and I have been trying to get into, just to try and do things earlier when we have more energy. And at night, I mean, I'm sure you've all experienced it. You're on the sofa. There's like 2 cases, right? You're on the sofa, you haven't showered, the dishes are dirty, you haven't brushed your teeth, so on and so forth. Now when you're tired, you're ready to go to sleep, you have to do all that. And you can wait for the next day, and I do that many, many times. But then the next day, now you gotta do even more, and it kind of eats into the time that you had planned out for that day. That's case 1. Case 2 is you're on the sofa, you've already showered, you've brushed your teeth, the kitchen is clean. I realize that I sound like a super adult right now, and it is what it is. I've gotten older, I'm more of an adult now. And then you can get off the sofa and just go to sleep. Say I'm tired, I turn off my Xbox, go right to bed. That's the best feeling, because everything's already done, everything's in order. You know the next day you're gonna start off on the right foot, because you've already taken care of it. And that's just something good to keep in mind. So if you're looking for an easy habit to pick up, it's take care of things as soon as you can. You can brush your teeth right after you eat dinner, but I almost never do. I'm not gonna lie, it's a hard habit. But after I eat dinner, I can brush my teeth and be done with it, instead of waiting 4 hours and then maybe doing it at night. And I say maybe because, of course, and I know I'm not the only one in this, like there have been nights where I don't brush my teeth. That doesn't happen a lot. I realize that I might be digging myself into a hole here that I don't want to, but that really, really does not happen. It might happen once every couple of months. Honestly. My girlfriend keeps me in check when it comes to brushing my teeth. So there's a lot of good things to look forward to. Something else sort of random, I'm meeting with a realtor later this week to look at a property that my girlfriend and I have been interested in. It's a duplex. We've talked about this already, but again, fun things to keep trekking on. You have to have small goals, right? It's about these little victories. I'm very much of the mindset that it's the little victories that push you forward. You have your big goals, your little goals, but you can really have a goal for every day, and it just feels good to cross it out and say I accomplished that. Whatever it is, it's really relative. If it makes you feel good, that's good. It doesn't have to make anyone else feel good but yourself. So I think that's unique and it's fun because it keeps you honest. Keeps you honest about what you're doing. Keeps you on the right track. Okay, so we're at 15 minutes right now. We got about 5 minutes left of our 20-minute walk today, week 6, day 1. If you've all been listening, for all the newcomers, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the audience that we've had, and hopefully we can continue to grow it. I'm gonna continue making these videos. I'm gonna be here. So if you like it, if your friends like it, share it and let them know, hey, if you're looking for sort of an active podcast, an easy way to get into a walking routine, check out Task with Me, because that's what he's doing right now. He's doing walking, and maybe in a couple months he'll be doing jogging and running and all sorts of other things, you know. So again, thank you all for listening. We're gonna end this week with a 55-minute walk, by the way, and then finally next week we'll be graduating from the warm-up series with a 1-hour brisk walk, hoping that I can have a special guest for that last one, because 1, it's graduation day, and 2, it's hard to talk for an hour, especially when you've talked for over an hour the previous days of the week. Not easy. So as we near the end of the walk today, let's think about how we are preparing for the walk jog series. To be completely honest, I get excited sometimes at the end of these walks, and I'll jog back home, and I've said it before that my body feels different. So if you have followed me since the beginning and you have attempted to do a little bit of jogging yourself at this point, you hopefully will notice a difference. And if you do, I'd love to hear from you. And if you don't, I'd also love to hear from you too. Because if you've also looked at the Runner's World article that I have been following, you'll notice that it will say there's sort of a plus or minus error that you need to be attentive about. You might need to do 8 weeks instead of 7, 9, or maybe less, depending on your fitness level. I had already done some light walking beforehand, so I thought that following the 7 weeks would be good. But of course, it changes from person to person. Once we start, I know earlier I said I don't want to spoil it, but hey, we're here now, so we're gonna do it. Once we start the walk, jog cycle, we actually still walk for the first 2 weeks of that series. We actually still walk. Now, if you look at the workout, there's another piece of information there that I'm not really sure what it means. I feel like it's some sort of modification. It says like 30-minute walk XT or RT, something along those lines. So not really sure what that means. I think I'm gonna go on the fitness subreddit and ask, because there might be something I'm missing and I want to make sure we do it right. But once those 2 first weeks of the walk jog series are done, then we get into this cycle where it's something like, okay, we're gonna do 30 minutes today. The first 5 minutes are gonna be spent walking, and the next 25 minutes we're gonna be doing a minute of jogging and 2 minutes of walking, alternating until 25 minutes are over, which is phenomenal. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it is so worth it, because that jogging really changes things up. It really changes things up. Your heart rate is going faster than it has ever gone before, especially with these walks. Your speed gets better, your cardio gets better. I can walk up the stairs easier now, and my squat has gotten better when I do strength training. So if we go back to, I think, week 2 or week 3, where I talk about 10 reasons to start a walking routine today, not only is it good for your health, but it's good for your strength as well. You get toned, and you'll notice that other parts of your life actually get easier because you've been walking. What a great benefit. So that's something to look out forward to. I'll hopefully come back to you all with an update on what this XT or RT means. Maybe it's some sort of special modifier that it's like walk for 30 minutes, but also do this. And that this part is what I'm missing. So we'll learn more about that. Anyway, all, we're approaching the 20-minute mark here. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like what you heard, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the alert notification bell, and let your friends know, hey, do you want to start 2021 off on the right foot? Check out this walking routine series that will eventually take you to a 10K, hosted by Task with Me. It's fun, it's gradual, and it will allow you to achieve your fitness goals with the least injury, or no injury, not even the least injury, no injury. So as I always say, stay fit and stay healthy, and we'll see you all next time.